Hey, let's go. It's Quali Day. Quali Day in the world of Formula Uno. Oh, it's gonna be a tricky session. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be a tricky session. Audio is good. Video claims to be good. Uh, we are having some issue with video. Yeah, we'll work around it. It's fine. Jeez, hair is all over the place. This is the problem with hoodies, man. Your hair gets all over the place when you put the hat on. Uh, let's get to it. Before we get to it, actually, let me just go through MotoGP. So the MotoGP first Grand Prix, the Thai Grand Prix was last week. GP Grand Prix was last week. So MotoGP, if you're not familiar with it, they do Friday practice, and then on Saturday they have practice, qualifying, and then they have sprint on Saturdays, and then on Sunday it's just the main GP. So this is the format that they have throughout. On each weekend, it is the same. It's not the same as Formula One, where you have selective weekends where you have sprints, and then normally it's just practice on Friday, and then practice and quali on Saturday, and then the race on Sunday. So I'm just trying to start up some stuff in the back. So I didn't watch the full weekend, to be honest. I watched part of the race. I didn't watch the full race. Last weekend, if you guys remember, there was the India West Indies match. There was also the South Africa Zimbabwe match. I was supposed to come on for South Africa Zimbabwe. I thought I would have spoken about this then, but I didn't end up coming on until the night match that day. The day got away from me uh, on that occasion with regards to the cricket match and the racing that transpired. So we'll just go over the results real quick. Pedro Acosta won the sprint. Marc Marquez pulled out a dirty move as Marc Marquez generally does. It's not dirty, but it's always on the line. It's on the fine line. Mark and Max are always on the fine line of racing, on the spirit of sportsmanship, if I can say so. So Mark ended up having to drop one position to the rider behind, and that turned out to be Acosta. Uh, Ralph Fernandez came in third. That was the sprint podium. If we get into the race for MotoGP, Marco Benzecchi had an up and down weekend, let's be honest. He was crashing all over the weekend. He just, I think, managed to hook up the lap. Again, I didn't watch Quali, so I'm not sure what happened with him. I just saw Marco consistently crashing throughout the weekend. This is Moto 3. Why is Moto 3 opening? But Marco ended up redeeming himself. He ended up winning the race. He ended up winning the MotoGP race, the main race. Oh yeah, the results, man. Everything is all over the place. So Marco won the race. Pedro came in second. Pedro is having a good start. KTM, I wasn't sure if they were gonna play the mid pack game, if they were gonna be just they were thereabouts. The thing with MotoGP is every rider has a chance. Almost every rider has a chance. There isn't as big of a field spread as Formula One, although it does come down to the rider himself on how much he can push the machine under him. So Pedro has had a good start. On the other hand, his teammate Brad Binder, he's continuing from where I assumed the KTM's would be, and that would be around the lower end of the top 10. So I don't know if Pedro is just driving out of his skin or what Pedro is doing, but that was one thing I didn't understand with the KTM's on what's going on. Could be just down to rider styles, who knows? And Ralph Fernandez comes in with another P3. Ralph Fernandez had a great weekend for Trackhouse. Trackhouse is one of those lower ranged teams in MotoGP. In MotoGP, you have your big teams, right? Your big ones is Ducati, Yamaha, and then you have Gresini in the mix. So these are your main teams. Yamaha also not both riders, eh? Yamaha was with Fabio, but then it seems like they have dropped off in the last year or so. So Yamaha is also on a backtrack. There's rumors that Fabio is, I don't know if he's looking to break his contract or his contract is expiring, but Fabio might move away from Yamaha. So right now you just have Ducati that are on top. That too with Mark only. Pecco struggled last year. I don't know if it was the mental pressure of having Mark Marquez as your teammate or whether the 25 spec Ducati that they carried over into 26, whether that spec is just not for him. I'm not sure what's going on with Pecco. Pecco, I think in the sprint as well, he was out of the points. In the main race as well, Pecco is out of the points. Where's Pecco? Pecco, bang. Yeah. Oh no, Pecco got some points. Pecco came in ninth. Pecco is off the pace. Pecco finished 18 seconds behind the winner, Marco Bezzecchi. So Aprilia this year, Aprilia is the hot favorite, with Bezzecchi shooting uh, for podiums, and Jorge Martin is also not far behind. Problem with Jorge is last year he was out, I think pretty much the whole year. He only had maybe 2, 3 GPs under his belt. He had a shoulder injury, I want to say. So that was Jorge's year last year, and then also you had Jorge breaking the contract. There was issues with the team. There's a lot of drama going on with MotoGP as well. So we'll get to MotoGP. I think the next race is in 2 weeks. We'll get to that when we get there. For now, Acosta and Fernandez where you repeat podiums in the sprint and the race. Bezzecchi won the race. Bezzecchi crashed out in the sprint. Marc Marquez was on the podium in the sprint but crashed out in the race. There was tire blowouts. I'm not sure if that was from practice or from the race. There was high temperatures, the tires were melting away, a lot of load, and the curbs were quite sharp. So it wasn't just Mark who suffered from tire punctures. A bunch of the other fellas also had tire punctures. That was a quick thing about MotoGP. I didn't watch the full weekend again. The last weekend just got away from me. Let's get into Formula One. Formula One, man. It feels like we've been catfished to an extent. It feels like we have been catfished, we have been sold lies, or maybe we were not told the whole truth with regards to the regs. So what's going on is that I think we covered this in testing, a bit of it we've covered in testing, that this year you are having a 50-50 split ratio between internal combustion and electric energy. Whereas before, it was mostly down on internal combustion, and you used to have overtake. You used to have energy to boost you along a straight or any section of track of your choosing. The problem here with F1 now comes in that because you are so heavily reliant on your battery, you need to keep topping it up because that battery runs out and it runs out quick. It runs out maybe in half the straight. So in Australia, your back straight is around Turn, I want to say 8 and 9 around there, the back straight before you get into that, what's it called, man? That chicane. Before you get into that back chicane, that back straight, your back straight runs out before you get halfway down, or before you get to the end of the straight. So what's going on is when you're at full throttle, let's say your top speed is 330 kph. When you get to 330 kph, you end up losing speed because then your motors are now converting all that kinetic energy into electrical energy. So that's one of the explanations for clipping. If someone has been following the practice sessions, that explains clipping. What clipping is, it's you recharging your battery. That's why people are saying the drivers are backing off. That's why people are saying the drivers are lifting. They're not lifting. They're still going flat out, but all that extra kinetic energy is being converted into electrical for them to use as a boost. Now, that boost is not entirely the driver's option to use. The driver can't exactly say, "Oh, I'll press the button and I'll use the boost now," or "I won't press the button and I'll use the boost later on." As soon as you there's a speed limit that as soon as they pass that speed limit, I think I want to say it's 50 miles. I want to say, I'm not sure though. But as soon as you go over that, then that automatically kicks in. Your boost automatically kicks in. You have your full 1000 horsepower engine and then some, all of it to your disposal. Now, the pecking order. Let's get to the pecking order. The big four are the big four. Before we get into quali, there's about 9, 10 minutes left into before we get into quali. So your pecking order, the big four are the big four. The teams playing for next best or best of the rest. It's a fight between Racing Bulls and Audi, I want to say. Haas might join into that fight a bit later on. I feel Haas, maybe one car on the weekend, they will get the tag for best of the rest, but Haas are the third out of these three, out of Audi, out of Racing Bull, and Haas. Haas, I would rank them lower than the other two. Then Williams comes in. So you have your big four, then you have the three teams fighting for best of the rest. That's your top seven. I think Williams is eight. So um the problem with Williams is they started off quite bad. They spent about, is it 2 years they spent saying, no, we're focusing on 26, we're focusing on the new regs ever since James Valves came in and he took over the team. He started reshuffling everything, new ways of managing team data and stock and parts and development and everything. So they started off the year quite bad. The car is overweight. They failed the crash test 3 times before the Bahrain shakedown. That's why they didn't take part in Bahrain. In Bahrain testing. Now again, if you watched the testing live I did, the last hour of testing we did before we got into Australia, I did say all of this data as a fan means nothing because teams are sandbagging, teams are testing out their parts, they're stress testing some things, they're just seeing how other things work under some certain loads in maybe high speeds and maybe low speeds and so and so. So testing data is actually not really useful for us, except for maybe the last hour of testing when teams are going for the glory run, when they're trying to stretch their legs, stress the engine, and put load through it. So I think Williams are not where everyone thinks they would be. Maybe they do have a decent aero package. They have the Merc engine that is tipped to be the best engine of the lot, but you can't just get to the top end of the grade based on engine power alone. So I think Williams are not what they promised to be, at least for the start of the season. Again, drivers are still getting used to the batteries and the clippings and the torques because because of this battery thing, by the way, because they need to keep topping up the battery. Drivers now are taking, uh, let's say, in the previous iteration of cars, let's say you take a corner in third gear. Now they're taking it in second gear. They're keeping the revs up because they need to keep that spinning and topping the battery wherever possible. So it's quite tricky, man, with these new iterations of cars. I don't understand the split to go 50-50 with internal combustion and electrics. Uh, Max had the same views. The problem is my channel came after Max aired his views out. Um, Max said it best, man. It's Formula E on steroids. Why are we bothering with electrics in a internal combustion driven sport? Anyway, we'll get to it. We'll learn more about, how these things are working as the season moves ahead. Who's after Williams? Alpine. Alpine is next. People think Alpine are hiding something up their sleeves. I don't think so. I don't think Alpine are there. I don't think they are there. Alpine is going to have a difficult season again. Yes, they've got the Merc engine. They they scrapped out their own in-house engine, the Renault engine that they used to build themselves, and they've decided to be a customer team rather than a works engine manufacturer. Let's see, engine can only take you so far, man. Engine can only take you so far. There's still a pretty decent gap between the, let's say, the lower end of the points and then the teams outside of the points, the teams that are the back markers. So the session is just starting. So after Alpine, let's get to the remaining two teams. Cadillac, they have a decent budget, it seems. They have two experienced drivers that can give them uh, accurate force feedback from the track, from how the car is feeling, how things are behaving. Their aero package just seems okay, okay. Cadillac, I'm not sure who their engine is. I think it's their own in-house engine. I think, I'm not sure. I'm not sure of Cadillac's engine. Let me just really quickly check it out. Drivers, results, news, teams. Where's Cadillac? Cadillac, Cadillac. So, while I try and find this thing. No, I can't. I can't find what engine they have. I can't find what engine they have. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Cadillac are going to be back markers. They're not surprising anyone. They're not making regular Q3s. They are not going to get points. Maybe they'll finish the season with 2, 3 points, maybe. They are right at the back of the field. Next year will be their year. It's not, F1 is not a dream come true place where you come in with all this money and everything. You can throw a whole lot of money and you're best of the rest. You have the cost cap you need to work around. So Cadillac are going to be my 11th or 10th team. Three teams I don't expect to get points: Alpine, Cadillac, and Aston Martin. So whatever position they are, it doesn't really matter, right? Because they're all getting 0 points. Now the last team, Aston Martin. Boy, oh boy, it's not worked out, man. It's not worked out. It has not worked out. Um, Aston Martin, the PU is really, really, really letting them down. Work is still going on Kimi Antonelli's car. He crashed in the end of FP3. There's still work going on. If he comes out, it'll be for maybe one lap at the end of Q1. We'll get to that in a bit. Let me just finish with the teams. So Aston Martin, the problem they're having is with the PU. The PU, Honda PU, is not responding well. Um, they're having massive vibrations. I don't know where exactly that vibration is coming from. Should be the internal combustion engine somewhere there. Maybe the turbo is not too well. They're also having issues with a battery pack. The battery pack is not reliable enough for them to complete full racing distance. They're having a lot of issues. Fernando Alonso was quoted, I think it was on Friday yesterday or Thursday, the day before, saying that he cannot do more than 25 laps. Lance Stroll was saying he can't do more than 15 laps before risking nerve damage from the severe vibrations on the steering wheel. So Aston Martin have a lot of work to do. I think aero wise they are covered. They have a decent aero package it seems, but the PU they need to sort it out. Honda needs to get on the PU as quick as possible. This is not their year. They are not fighting for the championship this year. They're not fighting for podiums this year. But if they can get to fighting for lower points, lower end points this year, that would be a win for them. They need to sort out that vibrations. They need to sort out the reliability of that engine. That seems to be a very highly unreliable engine, especially battery wise. Let's just see. So the session has just started. Cars are rolling out onto the track. We have one rookie on the grid, Arvind Lindblad. I'm gonna butcher his name every time I say it, so just stick to Arvind. One change that I can remember is Yuki is sitting out because uh, the partnership between Honda and Red Bull ended, and Honda were very determined to have a Japanese driver driving one of their PUs. Their goal was to get Yuki into Red Bull, but it didn't work out early on. And then last year, when Yuki did get into Red Bull, well, we all know the curse of the second seat of Red Bull. So it didn't work out. Couldn't convince the management to keep him going. Also, Red Bull undergoing massive management changes. Christian Horner now was there for half the season last year. Now this is going to be a full season without Christian Horner. Marco Helmet has left. Adrian Newey has left. There's been other key personnel that have left. Someone that comes to mind is a Rob Marshall, but he left a year or two ago, so it's not a recent release in this management change. But he was a key figure in Red Bull, and he had left for McLaren. So let's see what Red Bull does. Red Bull seem to have a decent power unit behind them. They have their own, the Ford powertrains. So when I said the top four, I didn't elaborate. Let me get into that. While the teams are just roaming around the track when they're setting their benchmarks. While they're setting their benchmarks, jeez, can't get the words out. Uh, so Red Bull seem to have a decent power unit under them. Mercedes was hinting that they might be a close rival for them. Uh, Red Bull are their own engine manufacturer. They've partnered with Ford powertrains. They don't have to, they don't seem to have any niggles either on battery, either on reliability. And Merck are genuinely thinking that Red Bull might have found a loophole that they did as well. So, if you guys remember, they stole this engine controversy that was going on. Apparently, there are some rule changes slotted to come in around August. I'm not sure on that. I didn't follow up on the story. So Merck found a loophole with engine with in the engine regs about the combustion chamber compression ratios. And it seemed Red Bull found that similar loophole and got around it, but not in the way that Merc did. So at first the thing was Red Bull and Merc are saying the engines are legal, and then it turns out Red Bull couldn't replicate what Merc were doing. Mercedes, by the way, when I say Merc, Mercedes. So then Red Bull decided to turn on Mercedes and say, no, your engine is illegal. And all the other teams, all the other manufacturers, being Audi, being Ferrari, they were all saying, yeah, your engine is illegal. So there was this whole hoo-ha. So the first half is going to be very different to the second half. That is a given. Teams will be developing aero packages and all this, definitely, but also engine-wise, there is an engine change that might be on the horizon around August. So that would be around the mid-season break that happens. Oscar Piastri has just set the benchmark at 120.5. Hamilton's gone second, 3 tenths behind. Uh, these are just benchmarks, by the way. They still 12 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the session. Bortoleto has gone fastest. So they're just all setting benchmarks in case something comes out at the end. At least they have a time to get them through, even if they don't set their fastest. So, uh, Mercedes for now is the favorite to be the constructors' champion at the Australian GP. The thoughts, the thoughts and impressions are Mercedes will win, but I think it'll be McLaren. I think McLaren will edge out Mercedes. They are a customer team to Mercedes. McLaren are using Mercedes engines, but I think McLaren have a more balanced driver package in Lando and Oscar compared to George and Kimi. Also, I think there may be a better package under the McLaren than the Mercedes. Just maybe. There's going to be a tight fight between McLaren and Mercedes, but I think McLaren will be my P1, Mercedes my P2. Now P3 is going to be between Ferrari and Red Bull. I do think Ferrari will pull out Ferrari strategies, pitting at the wrong time, going on wrong tires, all those we are checking comments that they do, and so on and so forth. They will also be, mm, yeah, I think they will struggle. I think Lewis, he will find pace this season, but I think he will have that lull that he went into last year. So new season, new cars, everyone is pushing, everyone is exploring. But I think once we settle in after maybe the third or fourth race, when we get into that lull of who is where, who has how much pace, I think Lewis will drop into that lull he had last year. The problem is Red Bull second seat, Isaac Hadjar, huge, huge expectations from the man. The only thing working in his favor is the management has changed. The management has changed. Before, what would happen with Red Bull was if you're slower than Max, it's a problem. If you're faster than Max, it's a problem. You need to meet Max where he is and you need to be behind him. This was described by Checo Perez when he was a driver at Red Bull, that it was a problem consistently, whether you're faster or whether you're slower than Max. The team wants you to be around Max, the team wants you to drive the car around Max. So for Red Bull, what we had a long time was, I say we because Red Bull is my team in Formula One. I want every team and driver to do well, but if I was to pick one, Red Bull is my team. The problem was that we would make one car centered around Max, and we would force other drivers to drive in that driving style of Max. So that was what was catching the drivers out. We had Alex, we had Pierre, we had Daniel was meeting Max, but that was before the 21 season that Daniel was there. I think Daniel left Red Bull in 2019, I want to say. In 2019, Daniel would have left Max, I think. Would have left Red Bull to join Renault, if I'm not wrong. And then now with the new management, I do think that Isaac will be given a better suiting balance, a better suiting handling car. So I think Haja might just be there thereabouts, and that will uh, mean that Red Bull have two cars in the fight against Ferrari. So my teams are McLaren, Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, uh, Audi, Racing Bulls, and Haas. Audi, Racing Bulls, and Haas, and then Williams, Alpine, Aston Martin, and Cadillac. These are my teams that I'm going with. Oh, Max has binned it. Max has binned it. Max has binned it. Max sliding in the gravel, smashing the wall. The first. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Max has binned it. Max, Australia has not been your favorite hunting ground. The camera has cut to Kimi Antonelli. The mechanics still have the car pulled apart. Kimi is gonna get some extra time, possibly to get a lap in. What's going on with Max? He's come barreling down the straight, gets into the braking zone. Did he lock the rears? He's locked the rears, I think. Yeah, he's locked the rears, I think. He wasn't on the white line. Just seeing the replay come on. As soon as he's gone on the brakes, the car just pendulum swung around. Yeah, Martin Brundle is also just saying the same thing that as soon as he's gone on the brakes, the rear axles have just locked up and Max has spun and in. Yeah, Max's radios come on, all okay. Yeah, the car just locked on the rear axles. This is another thing, man. The rears spontaneously, I don't know what is going on. The electrics, the electronic control, the brakes, and the engine, they're not all in sync, it seems. Lance also suffered a similar accident in testing, and we've seen its lockups have been uh, a regular feature in testing, in practice. Everyone is locking cars. Normally, they're locking the fronts. It's not always that they're locking rears. Oh man, that's a oh boy, oh boy. Max already bent the floor yesterday in practice. He uh, he messed up the barge boards on both sides. He messed up the floor in FP2, and now in Quali on his first flying lap, he's been it. So Bernie Collins is okay. So Bernie Collins is explaining that when your battery pack is full, it shouldn't be full. If your pack is full, you will have system issues with the battery pack, with the engine braking, with the brakes. So when you get to a certain percentage on the battery level, you need to dunk battery, you need to be on throttle. Oh boy, oh boy. Red Bull, Red Bull, Red Bull. Max is starting last. Max is starting last. Kimi might just get out. Kimi is Kimi has been given some time. His mechanics have been given some time. So that's a better way of putting it. Oh boy, oh boy. So Max did keep. It is saying that Max, they are saying that Max did keep his hands on the steering wheel. So Max may as well need to go to the medic. Max will have to go to the medic and get his hands checked out. Max held onto the steering wheel. He went front end, almost side on into the barriers. Oh boy, oh boy. Here comes the replay. So Max shoots out of the last corner. He's got the wings open. He's not anywhere near the white line. As soon as he's tapped on the brake, the rears have locked up and he's gone spinning. The arrow was fine. It's not like the wing stayed open and the car was destabilized. That was fine. So the problem is when you slow down, right? What was happening until last year is when you smash the brakes, that's when the kinetic, that's when the what's it called, eh, MKU or something like that, magnetic kinetic unit, MKU I think is the component. I'm not sure. Basically, the KU, the kinetic unit on the car, until last year, it would absorb that braking power and then top up the battery. That's how you would top up your battery until last year. The problem now is the way you top up your battery is going full throttle. And then when you get onto the brakes, you rely on engine braking to stop you, you rely on the brakes to stop you. The problem is all these systems are not exactly syncing, and then it's locking your rear axles. So as much as you can put it down to a driver error, it's not the only driver error. From Max, it's also happened with Stroll before. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Red Bull, not the start we needed. There's gonna be a huge data sieve that happens, a huge data sieve that happens overnight. Max is starting last. Oh boy, oh boy. That was that was that was not what I expected, eh? Not from Max, not from Red Bull. Red Bull seemed to have the car, the units, the turbos, the batteries, everything working. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Max is not winning, that's for sure. We've got 22 cars on the grid. It's not happening. It's two extra obstacles. And um it's not like the Red Bull is miles ahead, right? So let's see. Max will do well to get into the lower end of the points. Kimi has come out, so they have got Kimi's car fixed. Kimi's car is fixed. The session will restart in 30 seconds time. The cars are lined up. It's interesting that the drivers are not having issues with tire temps being on throttle most of the lap, pushing hard on your out laps. It's interesting they're not worried. No one is really talking about tire management. It's an interesting take. So session restarts in three, two, one. We are a go. Uh, who's the McLaren? I think it's Norris. Norris is the car leading the pack out after the red flags. So from now, you'd expect all the cars are fueled for the full session. It's only about 7 minutes left, 7 and a bit minutes left. So no one else should come in for fuel. Maybe they can come in to do a quick pit stop, get faster tires on. So used tires for a Ferrari, used tires for Piastri. I'm not sure about McLaren. I think George Russell also came out on used tires. Kimi's come out on new tires, it seems. The Aston Martins are coming out. Stroll didn't come out today. Yesterday, Alonso didn't come out because they don't have enough parts to keep rebuilding a new PU. So there's a whole sorts of issues going down at Aston Martin, man. So everyone is going to set a benchmark lap. The problem with Max is he couldn't set a benchmark lap. As soon as he was starting his lap, his push lap, he binned it. Max is not winning the title this year. He was not a favorite by the experts. I also didn't think he would be a favorite. Uh, Again, all my opinions are coming from FP1, FP2, FP3 of Australia. I am not going off of testing. I am considering some of the experts saying what they were saying, who stacks where and all. So I did have to make one last change in my uh, prediction for the constructors. So I will show my predictions at the end. I have written everything down, no changes to it, and that's that. Uh, McLaren, Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, Audi, Racing Bull, Haas, Williams, Alpine, Aston, and Cadillac. It makes no difference between Aston and Cadillac and Alpine. They're not scoring points, so it's just a matter of how you want to write their names. Uh, Arvind is on a lap. He's not improving on this lap. He's down. He's down big time on Russell. This might be a build lap. You will see faster out laps. You'll see faster cool laps. So it's going to be an interesting season. I do feel like we have been uh, told that the new regs are a promised land, but it's turning out to be otherwise. Who knows? Who knows? Kimi has been noted for a white line infringement. I think he's been noted. I'm not sure if it's been passed on. Kimi though is out on the track. Oh boy, Kimi is up on Alonso. Hamilton is up on Russell. Russell with the benchmark 19.8. Russell with the benchmark 19.8. Hamilton goes faster by how much? By 300s, let's say. Uh, 119.811 Hamilton. Russell goes second fastest. Kimi goes third fastest. It's a good lap from Kimi, considering he almost didn't make it into qualifying. Oh boy, oh boy. Oscar Piastri now goes fastest. I was just waiting for him to come over the line. He was in sector 3, and George Russell just betters it. Russell goes back on top. Russell goes back on top. Jeez. What an effort by Kimi, man, by the way. He shunted the car right in the end of qualifying. Charles having a lock up. Charles had to abandon his push lap. I'm saying Kimi shunted his car and now he's definitely moving into Q2. So because we have two extra cars, it means one extra car is being knocked out each session. So instead of having 5 cars eliminated, we're having 6 cars eliminated in Q1 and Q2. Then the top 10 will shoot out for pole. Oh boy, oh boy. Norris is coming up to the line. Norris is on a push lap. He's done a personal best green sectors. Does he go tops? No, he goes fourth. He's about a half a second down. Half a second down on George Russell. George Russell's benchmark is 19.5. 19.5. So Sainz and Stroll haven't set a lap time. Not sure what's going on with them. With less than a minute to go, they are in the pits. They won't be coming out. Has Charles come out? Charles has not come out, so Charles is safe. He thinks he's safe. Bortoletto is not out there. He thinks he's safe. Hamilton and Oscar are in the pits. Russell has just entered the pits. They think they are safe. Sergio Perez is pushing to get out of Q1. Isaac Hedger gets into P5. Fernando Alonso across the line moves up. Does he? Does he move up? Fernando Alonso, he's in 16th. He stays in 16th. Albon crosses the line, goes into 13th. Perez coming across the line. Can he improve from 18th? No. No. Sadly, no, there's an issue with the timing graphic. It just showed Bottas was over Perez, and then they switched the two. It doesn't matter. They didn't make it out. So Q1 eliminations: Colapinto, Sergio Perez, Valtteri Bottas, uh, Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, and Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll. There's potential. There's potential for Aston. Aston right now is pushing solely on Arrow. Aston made it out into Q2. Fernando Alonso qualified 16th. Eliminations start from 17th until 22. 6 cars are being eliminated in Q1 and Q2. Boy, oh boy. Quick break coming up now. Colapinto, he was on a lap. Oh, Colapinto does come out. Oh, Colapinto. I thought Colapinto finished his lap. He was down in sector 2. I thought he had given up. Colapinto does come out. So Fernando Alonso is pushed out. Colapinto replaces Fernando Alonso in Q2. Interesting, interesting. Alpine might have something up their sleeve. So the cars coming in, Kimi Antonelli, man, that's the story for this session. Kimi Antonelli and Max Verstappen. They needed to redo the full back end of that Merc. They needed to change other bits and bobs on the sides and the front. And boy, oh boy, boy, oh boy. I mean, there's a lot of minute details you need to sort out. on the car when you send it out, before you send it out, what the driver preferences, driver setup, car setup, suspension, camber, wing tweaks, and other tweaks here and there, how you want your engine maps, this and that, how you want your battery deployment maps, this and that. Boy, oh boy, I know a lot of this data they would have preset. Very tricky start, many problems. We're getting there. Now we need to really, really find the pace. Checo's message just popped out. It's a good effort. 18 and 19, both cars. It's a good effort. Yeah, there was three cars that didn't set the time. Bottas is also saying, well done, first quali done, one of many. Let's go. Thanks for pushing. Let's keep this weekend going. Again, Cadillac are not going to be a dark horse. They are the back markers. They will finish last. Unless something dramatic happens where you have around 10 cars finishing, Cadillac will not be in the points. Cadillac, it's gonna be a tough year for them. Aston Martin Stroll didn't get out. Sainz didn't get out for Williams. Max binned it on his first push lap. Max didn't have a time set. Those are your three cars that did not start qualifying or that did not get classified into qualifying. I'll take this moment to mention there's a link in the description of this video of my Formula One Fantasy League. Do join in. Let's compete. Let's see what your teams are, what your thinkings are. I will say I wanted to take Kimi. I wasn't sure if he was gonna come out, so I didn't take Kimi. I will put that out there. I will put it out there. I was also considering taking Max, but everyone is saying Russell, Russell, Russell. So I went with the crowd on that one. Those are the two guys that I do have. We will see each other's teams now that the teams have been locked. I don't think you could see them before the teams were locked. Now we will be able to see my team. Let's see who wins. Let's see who wins. Let's see who is best at the end of the year. FIA have noted Kimi for an infringement to be investigated after the session. Oh boy, this is going to be tricky, man. The race start tomorrow is going to be so tricky. The race start is going to be so tricky. We'll get into that maybe around the end of qualifying. We have about how many? Let's say 15 minutes more, 15 or of Q2, and let's say 12, and let's say 12 minutes of Q3. So so about 30 minutes of something has just taken over me. So we'll get into the starts later on. I was saying we have about 30 minutes of track action plus maybe 2 to 5 minutes of the break between Q2 and Q3. Session starts in 50 seconds. Cars are coming out. Both Ferraris are the lead cars. It's Lewis ahead and then Charles following. Oh, dude. Something is taking over me, man. I don't know what's going on. Something is taking over me. So, Max's crash is just being reviewed. They're saying that he was really suffering from downshifts. Now, over the years, we've heard a lot of comments from Max about said downshifts that, oh, the shifts are blech. But I think this year especially, your shifts are going to be all over the place. You need to manage your shifts. You need to time your shifts either up or down. So Max, man, just one of those. What what can you do? Just one of those. So Lando just squeezed himself in. His pink Alpine just coming out from the weighbridge, I want to say. Uh, who do you think's grabbing pole? I think it's gonna be George. I think it's gonna be George. George, Oscar, Max, and George, Oscar, Max. Who else did I say? Charles, I said? Yeah, Charles. I think George is the favorite. Max, I stayed away from Max because it just hit me last minute that Australia has not been very lucky for Max and Red Bull. So, so the sole remaining Red Bull, Isaac Hadjar. Isaac Hadjar. He's gonna get into the top five, I will say. He will be there. Let's see. You have two Mercs, you have two Ferraris, you have two McLarens. So 5 to 7 is where you would expect Isaac Hazard to qualify. Alpines don't look quick, but they did make it into Q2. I'm not highly ranking Alpine, I will say that from the get-go. Mm, With regards to Racing Bulls, Arvin looks like he has the pace on Liam. Arvin does have the pace on Liam, it seems. Lewis is on his benchmark. He's got the fastest first sector. Charles is a bit down. Charles is 28. Lewis is 27.8. Sector 1. Why? What's going on? Okay, picture just froze up. Pictures just froze up. Leclerc has the fastest sector 3. We lost Hamilton's sector. We were following him. He backed out. Charles is still pushing. Charles is still pushing. He's coming around the final corner. He's not hugging the inside. He's not straying wide as well. Full power down. Leclerc over the line. 120. Let's just say flat. 120 flat is the benchmark. Lando was pushing, but I think he's backed out of it. Arvind is also now pushing. He's got personal best sector 1 and 2. He's coming into sector 3. He's on the back chicane. Oh no, he's weaving. Here's the thing, man. Normally, what would happen is you would know when a driver is pushing, when a driver is backing out, right? The thing is now because the thing is now because you need to keep topping up that battery, keep that turbo spinning. You on throttle for a lot of the lap, even if you're not pushing. It seems Kimi is pushing this lap. Hopefully, it carries on. He's got purple sector 3, 40, 45, 4. Middle sector has been bettered by someone else. Russell's got a purple sector 1. Oh, Kimi is taking a lot of curbs, I will say. Kimi is taking a lot of curbs. Russell sector 1, 27, 816. Russell sector 2, he's gone purple as well. Kimi coming across the line. What does he set? 119.6 for Kimi. Kimi is now the benchmark. Kimi is now the benchmark, but Russell has two purple sectors. Russell is coming towards the last corners, gone past the pit entry, of rolling over through the last corner, pushing down the line, foot down, over goes 118.8. No, 118.9. Jeez. The gap between Russell P1 and Kimi P2 is 6 tenths. 6 tenths between the Mercs, and it's almost a second. It's 9.5 tenths between George and Norris. Norris is in P3. I want to see Oscar's lap. Oscar is out there. Maybe he's just uh, what's the word, man? Doing his warm-up laps. Haja crosses the line. He goes P3. He's 7 tenths down. 7 tenths down. More than 7 tenths down. Oscar has slotted between the marks. Oscar is a shout for pole. Oscar is 6.5 tenths down on Russell in P2. Kimi went through a lot of traffic on the replays that they are showing. Kimi also didn't have a clean last sector. He was sliding all over the place, taking curve where he didn't want to take curve, especially in that second last corner. He had no grip. The car was understeering like crazy. Oh boy, look at those benchmarks. Lewis coming through. He's been stopped at the weighbridge. The Mercs are in. One of the McLarens has come in. I think that's Lando. Charles is still out there. Charles is still out there. It's not a good sector one. I don't know the time. It's showing yellow, so it's not a personal best for him. Not a personal best sector one for Charles. It's a personal best sector two, but he's half a second down. He's 6 tenths down on George Russell. How much time can he make up in the last sector? This will be good information for Ferrari. When you get into actual racing, right? When you get into actual qualifying, actual racing, there's no hiding. You need to pull out your pace. And oh, so almost got squirmy. Almost got squirmy on the pit entry. Got a lot of wheel spin. I think he dipped his tire over the curb, maybe onto a bit of grass. Charles is nowhere. Charles is nowhere. Charles is seventh. It seems Charles was also complaining about energy deployment, it seems. Maybe they sorted it out for Quali, maybe they didn't. Who knows? Albon coming through the last corner. Let's see where he finishes. Across the line he goes. It's P13. He's 2 seconds down on George Russell. McLaren are the team, man. McLaren are the team. So Lewis is in the garage. He's just coming out. 6 minutes in the session. 6 minutes left in Q2. 6 minutes left in Q2. Oscar is also getting ready to come out. All of the cars are about to come out with 5.5 minutes to go. A Ferrari not where we thought they were. Have Ferrari bottled qualify? Have they? Let's let's see, let's see. So there are some investigations that are going to happen, especially on Kimi, I think. The investigation is after this session. So let's see. Right, most of the pack is out. The remaining 16, the pack of 16, most of it is out. The rest of it will come out soon. 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Number 27, I think, is Hulkenberg. He's about to start his flying lap. Down he comes to pit straight to start. Full throttle, toggling, making some toggle changes. Just saw the words push come up on the dash. That's a nice turn one, turn two. Breaking into turn three. He's not locked up anything. Good apex. Left and right for turn four. Right the curb on exit of four. Flat through five. Gets through six. He's kept it pinned. He's kept it pinned through six. Coming down the back straight. This is just flat. This is just flat out into the braking for the chicane at nine. Yeah. Oh, that's clean. It looks clean. It's two personal best sectors. It looks clean. Looks good on board. Two personal bests for him. Big braking zone. Club of the inside curb. He's done well. Nico Hulkenberg is turning it on. There we go. There we go. Oh, he's kept it well. Short shifting, no wheel spin. He's kept it clean, kept it smooth. Comes in to P9, Nico Hulkenberg. P9. Max just made it back into the paddock. Hamilton coming across the line. Does he have pace? He goes sixth. Brings himself out of the drop zone. Who else is coming over? Kimi is coming over the line. He goes third. No, he improved in his last sector. He goes second. Russell now coming over the line. He's got a purple sector one. Fastest of anybody sector one. Over the line, he stays first. He didn't improve. He didn't improve even with that purple sector one. He didn't improve. Oscar over the line stays third. He doesn't improve. He doesn't improve on his overall time. He stays third. Lando stays fifth. He also doesn't improve. Maybe the tires have just worn out. The soft tires maybe are just a one lap tire. Maybe. Isaac Hadger is on the out lap. I'm not sure why he would push. He's between the McLarens. I think he's safe. Um, the cars in the drop zone: Bortoleto, Ocon, Gasly, Bearman, Albon, and Colapinto. If I am Isaac, I would save that set. I would save that set. No need to push. From Isaac Hadger. Leclerc is on a lap. He's done a purple best. He's up one. He's up 0.14. 1.5 tenths. He's up. Oh, he's down in sector two. He's down a tenth in sector two. On George Russell's overall times, by the way, he's down a tenth. Coming into sector three, the heavy braking, he's kept it clean, not taking too much curb on exit. Not dipping his wheels into the gravel, coming through into that second last corner, keeps it tight. It's a clean last corner as well, pushing down the straight. Where does he end? He ends 4 tenths down. Lost 3 tenths in that last sector, Charles. Losing 3 tenths. It's losing 3 tenths. Hedges on the push. Hajar is on the push. He's seven tenths and 700s down on George in P5. He's not improving as such. Maybe his overall time. No, he improves his overall time by how many? Let's just say 500s, but no position improvement. Colapinto stays in 16th. Gasly's on a push. Checkered flag is out. Hulkenberg takes the flag. He stays in 11th. Hulkenberg is eliminated. Checkered flag is out. Your laps count. If you've just started your lap, you will be able to finish it. Gasly on a push lap. I'm not sure who else is on a push lap. No sectors are showing up. Gasly, no, he's eliminated. 14th for Gasly. Alpine are out. We'll lose both cars. Gasly in 14, Colapinto 16. Albon has pitted. He's out in 15th. What happened with Albon? Oh, Albon ran wide into turn one. He couldn't get a last lap going. Albon ran wide into turn one. Hamilton, oh, he also had a wiggle into that first corner on exit. He had a wiggle. All four tires over the white line, meaning the lap wouldn't have counted. Track limits. I think these are all the times no one else is on a push lap. No one else should be on a push. Q2 is done. We've lost Hulkenberg, Behrman, Ocon. We've lost Albon, Colapinto, and Pierre Gasly at the end of Q2. These are the cars to be kicked out. These are the cars to be kicked out of Q2. It was a decent session. Um, no one was no one was crashing. Uh, a couple of people had some offs at the end of the session, but it was all okay. Behrman has stopped before the pit, before he actually got into the pits, before he passed the pit entry marker board. He's in the pit entry lane, but his car seems to have stopped. Okay, maybe a slight delay in the start of the next session. Gabriel has made it into Q3, by the way. If only he can get that car into the pit lane, if only they can push it down and get it into the garage, maybe he could have one lap. Because whatever issue it is, it needs sorting out. They need to wheel it into the garage, put on the umbilical cord and read all sorts of software. I'm not sure if the mechanics are able to. Ooh, just so the replay. Arvin Lindblad nearly smashed into the back of Liam and Colapin and Bortoletto. Bortoletto, the car with issues. Liam was just following him slowly in, no overtaking allowed. And Arvin didn't know that the pit was blocked. Yeah, Irvin locking tires. Oh boy, oh boy. Gabby's not getting out of the car. Start delayed of Q3. It's just popping up. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Start delayed. Something has come off the Alpine. I think it's a wheel cover that has come off the Alpine. Alpine 10 would be Gasly. Oh, yeah. So start of Q3 delayed. They need to clear Bortoletto's car. The problem is he didn't get it into the pit lane itself, so it means the mechanics can't help him. The only good thing is that he stopped between the barriers in the pit lane, right? So they have to push him forward. Maybe they'll push him over the white line from where the pit crew can start working on the car. Oh no, they're not driving it into the pit lane. They're driving it backwards. They're pushing it back into the support series pit lane. Yeah, yeah. They won't the FIA officials, they won't let the marshals push the car into the active pit lane. Oh, that's heartbreaking. The fella made it into Q3, man. That's heartbreaking for the fella. Okay. Start of Q3 delayed. I think we will now have a start time. The car is cleared. Mm, Bortoletto's out of his car. They're saying it's a transmission issue. Unfortunate for the fella. They've parked it behind the barriers before the weighbridge. Oh man. Aussie, Aussie, Oscar, oi, oi, oi. Oscar should win, man. Australian drivers and this home GP. It's not worked out well. Mark Webber drove that championship winning car for 4 years, couldn't win in Australia. Daniel Ricciardo made it to the podium that one year. I can't remember which year it was. And then he got disqualified. Ah, Oscar last year he was in P2, I think, P1 or P2, and then both the McLarens doing some synchronized spinning on the grass in the second last corner. 2 minutes, 2 minutes to start of Q3. Uh, let's fast forward a bit. Okay, so it's a minute 15. Boy, oh boy. Cars are coming out. Just trying to push forward as much as I can. 45 seconds to start. There's a McLaren heading the field at the red light at end of pit lane. I think it's Lando. Who's this? George? This would be 63. I don't see the number on the nose. Oh, I see it now. 63 George. Yeah. The name's also popped up. George is still in the pits. Oh, Mercedes are the team, man. Mercedes are the team. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Q2 is a go. Lando leading the car out. The car's out, not the car. Oh, 12. How many? 13 minutes. Q3 is 13 minutes, so I guess they've extended a minute. Normally it's 12 minutes if I'm not wrong. Racing Bulls both made it into the top 10. So that's good signs for them. Kimi, last time out, getting high on the curbs, having the rear end almost trying to overtake the front. He caught that one well on that occasion. Right, almost all the cars are on track. It's just oh, they're saying Norris is in the pits. I'm seeing a green helmet. I don't know if it's Oscar. No, Norris is out, so the graphic is wrong. So Hadja, Bortoleto are the people that are being shown as they are still in. Oh, let's see how things go. The McLaren of Norris. I want to say it's Norris. Is it? It's a green helmet. It's Oscar apparently. Okay, Oscar starts his flying lap. Oscar starts his lap. It's a clean turn one, turn two. He's pushing for turn three. No lockups. He's kept it clean. He's hugged the inside apex well. Out with the left, in with the right. On exit, not taking curb. He's pushing. Take the inside curb of 4, 5. Oh, he's come off 7. Well, down the back straight. He's going full pace. I'm saying all this because they were showing purple sectors and now they've taken the time away. It seems he's not on a push lap. He was putting purple sectors on. I thought he's on a go. Turns out he was just on a prep lap. What's going on with Lewis? Is Lewis on a push lap? No, Lewis is not on a push lap. Lewis isn't on a push lap. He backed out. Oh, Debri. Debri on the road. What is that? What is that? Looks like a pipe. What is that? Oh, they left a cooling fan on. They left a cooling fan on the car, on Kimi's car. And it's come flying off into turn one. Red flag, red flag, red flag. I don't know why they red flagged it. Could have done with a safety car. Could have kept the cars charging around. Oh, this is why someone has driven over. Someone has driven over the part. Oh boy, Kimi. Someone drove over the cooling fan and it smashed into pieces. Is it Lando? Yeah, Lando has driven over it. Lando has driven over it and he's smashed it into parts. It's gone under the wing. So we need to get sweepers out to clean everything. Yeah, need to get sweepers out. Red flag was the right call on this. I didn't see this. I thought it was just one big piece, so just get a marshal out there. So it seems that there were two pieces of fan because one went into the gravel into turn one and the other one fell on the track between turn two and three. So it seems that there were two cooling fans. Oh boy, oh boy. The front wing seems fine. The front wing does seem fine. Hmm, it's interesting. They're checking, trying to put some glue, put some tape. It seems fine. Seems it will hang on. The man's pulling out the cloth with some special liquid. They'll clean the visor out and they'll figure out if they need to put some tape on it. Pit exit is closed. Red flag, yeah. It seems they've withdrawn the flag. It seems that they have withdrawn the flag because there are no cars on the track and they've closed the pit exit. Ooh, interesting. So even if the wing is broken on Lando's car, right, it's not an issue. On the Park Ferme, if they have a similar spec wing, they will be allowed to change it for a like for like piece. So it's not a big issue. Hmm. They've got new fans in, so they no, they've only got one fan on one side. Interesting. So they've pulled that fan out. They're getting ready to release the kid. Right. So more investigations coming Kimi's way. I don't know if this will be a team fine or they will penalize the driver because Kimi. Oh yeah, there were two fans. Now they've pulled out um, the full replay. The the fan on the left side came out into turn one, fell in the gravel. The fan on the right side came out after turn two. It would have flown over the track and out, but because they have the mesh wire fence, it hit the fence and bounced back onto the track, and Lando drove over it. So, because the car will be deemed as released in an unsafe manner, let's say manner unsafe mode, um, there will be some action taken. I do expect a fine for the team. Not sure if Kimi will face a track penalty. Not sure about the track penalty. 2 2 minutes odd left to the start to the resumption of the session. Oh boy, oh boy. All cars will come out. It's not like someone had severe damage and they can't come out. That's not the case. All cars will come out. A minute 30 left. Hmm. So they are needing to put some tape on the wing, on Lando's wing, on the wing end plates. They need to tighten some parts. Maybe there's a crack on the carbon fiber that they just need to re-strengthen. Something's gone off. Mm, Don't I don't understand why they didn't just put a different wing on with the same spec. Or maybe it's a different spec wing altogether. A different balance wing, maybe. Okay, let's see. So 10 seconds left to the start, to the resumption of the session. Right. Cars are out. They've decided to just patchwork. They've decided to just patchwork the the current wing that Lando has on the car rather than putting on a new one. Let's see how that turns out. Everyone is out. 9 minutes, 15 seconds until checkered flag. You'd expect everyone to go to the end. Let's see. Let's see. Oscar has 6 career poles. He needs pole, he needs to win because George Russell seems a menace. George Russell seems a menace this weekend. Poor kid Oscar, can he finally get a home driver on the podium? So the two racing bulls have not come out yet. Bortoletto will not take part in this session. His car is parked up on the side. Oh boy, it's gonna be an interesting race start tomorrow, man. It's gonna be crazy tomorrow. So 9 cars left in the session. Gabby not taking part. Oh boy, less than 8 minutes to go. Cars are topping up their batteries. Let's see. Georgie's locked up into turn 3. Gone. Oh no, it's Kimi. Oh boy, Kimi. Gone into the gravel. He's come out. He's had enough momentum to carry him out the gravel the other side. Now he's going to have to let George through. George is on a push. He's gone green sector 1. Not sure of his time. 27.6, I think. He's gone green sector 1. Isaac Hedges gone green sector 1. There goes Kimi out of the way. Georgie 45-1 sector 2. 45-1 sector 2. George is bagging pole. Oscar's just started his lap. He's finished with sector 1. He's put a 45-7 Oscar in sector 2. Oscar's not taking pole. Hedges he's gone purple in sector 2. He's gone faster than George Russell sector 2. George coming out of the last corner. He was a bit fighty with the car. He comes out 19 flat. Comes out 19 flat is his benchmark. Hadja behind him 19.6. Oscar coming up to the line 19, no, 20, 23. Well over a second down, Oscar Piastri. Charles comes over the line, 22. He goes ahead of Oscar, but is second behind for both of them. Hamilton coming over the line. Where does he go? 124. Jeez. No pace, no pace. Norris goes 19.6. Norris goes 19.6. The guy who was the slowest on the slower end of the top six, he's gone second. It seems he was having an issue with deployment, is what they're discussing. I don't know who's on new tires, who's on used tires. 5 minutes left in the session. Uh, Racing Bulls will come out around now. Kimi Antonelli's in the pits. He had to go in the pits. So heading into turn three, heavy braking locks in the inside. Let's go. Goes back on the brakes, locks up again, and that shot him wide into the gravel. Lucky for him, he didn't beach the car in the gravel. He had enough to keep going. All four tires leaving the white line. Lap time invalid. Going all sorts of gravel. So he's gone back into the garage. He's having the floor inspected. Definitely gonna get new tires on. Norris was on pole last year. The two previous years before that was Max. And in 22, Leclerc was on pole. Now, during the COVID years, we didn't come to Australia. So we are missing, 21, about 2 or 3 years we didn't come to Australia. So let's see. I think George has continued, or is that Kimi coming out? No, Kimi coming out. George is in. Everyone is in. Kimi has come out. The two Racing Bulls have come out as well. 3 minutes 45 left. 3 minutes 45 seconds left. Um, put it there. Move this over. Yeah, so it seems there's a close-up shot of the front wing of Lando's. It seems that the edges, the front edges of the front wing were scruffed up. Oh boy, 3 minutes to go. Cars coming out, cars on the track. Oh, so Kimi will be the first car to set a lap. Problem is he will have traffic because other cars are on their out laps. The good thing though is with this generation of cars, you're not slow on your out lap. You need to keep pushing on your out laps. Right? He's got his wings open, power down, doesn't lock up into turn one, keeps it within track limits, doesn't take too much curb on exit of one. Pushing down to turn three. No lock up this time. He's kept it clean, hugged the inside apex, doesn't bother with the outside curb. Clean through four, power through five, and he's pushing. He's on it. Oh, clean through seven as well. Clean through seven. He's got full battery. He's gonna be deploying now. That battery deploys so freaking fast. Now his batteries run out, so he's gonna slow down because he's downshifts through the chicane, clean through the chicane, it seemed. No wheel spin, no fighting the car with under oversteer. Massive braking, clobbers the painted curbs, not the red sausage curb. Oh yeah, he's kept it clean. He's kept it clean. Purple sector 1, 27.4 for Russell. Uh, he's got a slipstream down the main straight from Hajar. Kimi goes P1. Kimi puts in 1:18.8. It's P1. Russell's gone purple in both sectors 1 and 2. Russell's coming into sector 3. He's about 3 tenths up on Kimi. So that would be 18.5 where Russell is playing around. Let's see what his sector time for sector 3 is. Coming over the line, 1:18.5. Yeah, he's kept it. He's kept it. He's kept his margin. 1:18.5, George Russell. He's kept his margin 3 tenths. Oscar is not pushing for pole. He's not going to be on pole coming into the last two corners. It's not fighting the car. It's clean, but it's not fast enough. 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 3 for Oscar. Oscar is 8 tenths down. Oscar Piastri, 8 tenths down. Charles goes third. He goes faster than Piastri by about 500s. Isaac has a come on, Isaac. Does he have anything? No. He's not pole, but he's in third. 19.3. Norris comes over the line. You'd expect him to beat him. He goes 19.4. Oh boy. Slower than Oscar. Lewis over the line, 19.9. Doesn't work out for Lewis as well. Doesn't work out for Lewis. Where's Arvind? Where does he end up? 18, 19, 20. No. Lindlad is starting in 18th. Where's Liam? Has Liam finished? Isn't Liam also on a push lap? Where's Liam? Isn't Liam on a push lap? Oh yeah, Liam's just come over the line. He's beaten Arvid. That's the end of Q3. Next best car after Mercedes is 8 tenths down. 8 tenths down. 8 tenths down. 8 tenths the gap between Mercedes and McLaren. Pole for George, Kimi in P2. McLaren, I want to say, what a McLaren? It's 5 and something. 5 and 6. Charles is P4. Lewis is P7. Oh boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. The two Racing Bulls bring up 8th and 10th, and Gabby to round off the top 10. This has been qualifying. This has been qualifying. Let's call it a day over here. It's been 1 hour 45 more than I thought. Need to run away. Need to do some stuff. Let me just show this picture, this book. Not even picture. Let me just show this book. These are my predictions. Let's go with the constructors. McLaren, Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari. I made some mistakes, so read the number after 5, 6, and then 7. 5 is Audi, 6 is Racing Bull, 7 is Haas, 8 is Williams, 9 Alpine, 10 is Aston, 11 is Cadillac. With the drivers, I think Oscar will win. I may have made a mistake writing Max as second. I may have made a mistake writing Max as second. But this is my prediction. Oscar wins, Max is second, George will be third, and Lando fourth. Charles is not in it with a shout in P5. Kimi brings up P6. Lewis will bring up P7. Isaac P8. Ocon and Liam Ocon and Liam bring up 9 and 10. This is my top 10. It's a useless prediction because it's not like the cars will remain the same. Cars will change, power units will become slower, will become faster, who knows? It's a useless prediction, but it's a prediction nonetheless. I've done it because it seems everyone else is also predicting. So this is it. This has been qualifying. I have said my predictions. We've gone through almost the basics of what we need to cover. I've touched on MotoGP. I missed out on MotoGP last weekend. I thought I'll cover it this weekend. This is it for the day. Tomorrow, we will meet up 30 minutes before the race starts. Um, we will be a part of the grid walk. Marty's grid walk. Martin Brundle is there. You'd expect him to be doing the grid walk. We will watch that. We will watch the race together as well. Boy, oh boy. Commentary without an audience is difficult. To keep yapping about something and something is quite difficult. Anyways, we are done. George Russell starts on pole. Mercedes is P1 and P2. The next best car is 8 tenths behind. Is that doom for the season? I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, like, subscribe, comment if you want. We will meet tomorrow. Cheers.